questions. I'm getting the impression, and I hope if you've missed the other 2 episodes, go back and watch them, but questions that you're starting to deliver to business owners gives them, how can I phrase it, breakthroughs.
Oh, absolutely.
So they just go, wow,
absolutely.
That's what I needed.
It's like what I said earlier about this gentleman who had a very interesting scenario. He said, I hadn't thought to ask that question. And so by having somebody else in the room with you, whether it's a coach, a mentor, whether it's your key staff, or whether it's anybody else, your wife, your colleague, a friend, questions are profound in what they do to shine light.
I remember, and this is a funny one, because this was Kerry Packer Senior.
Yep.
And they were asking why he had certain people on his board and what they contribute. And he said, well, some people only contribute once a year. And they said, you pay 50 grand for once a year. And he said, I'll give you an example. One gentleman sat at the end of the table and looked at Kerry, because he said, how can we cut costs? And he said, well, I've never figured out why we spend so much on this expensive brand coffee. Why don't we just don't buy a mid-brand coffee? And the numbers say we'll save $1 million. What a great question. He goes, he was worth his 50 grand.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what I see is very similar to what you do with business. Every business I see you working with and asking these questions, the transformation isn't just a personal fulfillment they're getting, but it's actually relating to real hard dollars and cents in profit growth.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not a business coach just to have a conversation.
No.
I'm a business coach because I want to see productivity and profitability become dynamic and growing for you in your business. So it's not about me just getting paid. You know, I certainly do get paid.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. I am motivated for you to see the light shine into your world so you can have those aha moments and bring the transformation dynamic into your world.
Do you find in business there are certain areas that the questions are more difficult to ask? Or is it 17 years of experience now you've kind of grown a bit of a thicker skin and go?
Yeah, the answer to that is yes and no. Yes, I have the experience.
Yeah.
But no, because I think at times the uniqueness of the situations for people like my senior manager I was talking with this week was very, very challenging because his situation is incredibly challenging. It's very dynamic and very fluid. And I really had to pay attention to what was going on in his world in this time frame and to really listen to what was in his best interest. How can I help him as his coach to open up the opportunity for him to handle the dynamic of what's going on in his world? So experience helps, but the uniqueness of his challenges are fresh and real for him right here, right now, today. And I need to be alert and alive to what's going on for him, not just bringing a formulaic approach and say, if you do this, this will work, you know, A plus B equals C. And, you know, certainly formulas are there, and there's some things that I do ask, you know.
And you've got some great tools.
Oh, absolutely. And I've worked out some great rhythms, you know, my 1% rule.
Yes.
Increase your turnover by 1%, decrease your gross profit by your cost of sales by 1%, decrease your expenses by 1%, and it's a 16 to 21% increase in profitability just by doing that. You know, and you know, they're insights that you gain in dealing with businesses, and watch them actually do it. Watch them do it, and watch when they do it, and watch the profitability come to the bottom line, and for them to see the profitability come to the bottom line. Oftentimes that one thing pays for my annual fee alone. Yes. And so, of course, there's many dynamics.
That's why you reminded me of the Kerry Packer story.
Absolutely. Yes. You know, you only need to ask one question. But if it's the right question, the potential for that to change the very dynamic and core of the business. So no question, no answer, no reframing. Poor question, poor answer, poor reframing. What we want to do is raise the quality of questions so they're good, strong, and powerful. They're challenging. They are insightful questions. They're challenging us to wrestle with the very dynamic of ourselves and our business and the holistic nature of what we're doing in business.
So when someone's listening, and you're very good at it, 17 years experience makes you very good at it. What do you really believe is at the core of a good question? Is it understanding the person's position? Is understanding where they're going? How do you manage to formulate these really good questions?
Certainly experience really does help. Learning to grow your listening skills is really important. And so early on in my career, I did my listening profile. Right. To have an analysis done on how I actually listen. And I took note of that. I noted where I was strong and I noted where I was weak, and I've worked on that dynamic. I've also worked on stepping back, because I'm a high ID in the disc profile, so I'm fairly fast pace, and so a high D is a shortstop. The ball gets clobbered, you're the shortstop, you're going to get that ball and get it fast back to first base and run them out. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But that's not helpful to most businesses. They need a lot more time and a lot more detail, a lot more information to come out. And I need to be the outfielder. So giving time for them and for myself to process all of this information. So experience really does help, but time really helps. Giving everybody time to process the information, because, even like today we're talking to this manager, he needed the 45 minutes to talk about general stuff to get to his question. Because sometimes what we do with questions, it's not only what I ask, but it's the questions that are inside of you in a conversation that need time to actually remove the stuff out of the way so the light can actually shine in, so you can actually bring out. So one of my clients, been working with about 12 months, and one of his questions was, could I do this in my business? And it was a question that came out because we'd done the staff, we've done the finances, we've done the budget, we've done the salary, we've done the business loan, we've done the metrics, we're doing the marketing, we've done lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it enabled, because that stuff was now out of the way, some of these deep questions that were inside of him about the possibilities of growing his business. So he's got growth questions inside of him that are different from the standard operating that he's got going on in his business. So it's not just my question. It's your question. What's the questions that are stirring inside of you that you've never had time to actually let come to the surface and consider? Really, really powerful to actually have that dynamic take place. So we're going to take a break.
I've got a couple more questions for John on this.
This is so much fun.
Because he's opening up my mind. You probably see me. I'm going.
Yes, I can see it as well.
We'll take a break and we'll come back.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
We'll be right back.